friends? I am Chevee. Welcome to the shed. How is your day today? Seriously, I want to hear about your day in the comments down below. I absolutely love hearing from you every single day. It makes my day that much brighter. If you're new here, and chances are you are, because we've picked up about 1,000 subscribers in the last week, pushing us over the 3,000 subscriber mark. That's amazing. Thank you so much. The reason is the video, remember the one I was telling you guys about a while back, the time capsule video, it's on the uptick again. There must have been some sort of time capsule related event last week, and so when that happens, people come on YouTube, search for time capsule, I'm very high on that list, and they start watching my video. That's how it works. So lots of new subscribers. Thank you for being here. I do this every weekday evening, so please check back and hang out with us, leave some comments, call into the voicemail line and leave us a voicemail, and maybe we'll talk about whatever it is you want to talk about on a future episode of the show. So my weekend was great. We did some family stuff this weekend, did some roller skating with the girls, had a blast, did some gaming with the girls, had a blast, Halloween parties of course, all that sort of stuff. And then Sunday was the culmination of all those amazing things with my sister-in-law's wings. My sister-in-law makes the best wings on the planet, in the oven. They're amazing, period. Sorry you can't enjoy them like I can, but that was the highlight of Sunday. So I'm back. It's Monday. I'm excited to be here. I have the garage door open. I don't know if you noticed when I came in, we have a new project on the bench that's made up of some crappy old speakers, so you'll get to see what that is very soon. Hopefully I will start the recording of that project this weekend, depending on if everything shows up or not. I had to order some bits and bobs, whatever. That's not what we're here to talk about. We're of course here to talk about Halloween, or All Hallows Eve. Now, this is my favorite time of year, and I don't mean that Halloween is my favorite time of year. I mean that autumn is my favorite time of year. Ooh, little circuit board. That's cute. Halloween is my favorite time of year. No, dang it, I just said not that. The autumn is my favorite time of year. I live in a temperate climate, deciduous forests all around me, so the autumn is when it starts to cool off. I'm a cooler temperature person. I don't like sweating, and I sweat a lot. So the cooler temperatures of autumn really, I don't know, there's something special about it to me. It's when I start drinking coffee in the afternoons because it's not too hot. It's when I go on country rides on my motorcycle or my cars and see the leaves changing, and there's just something special about it. And because I've hit on some other major holidays on the show, ooh, we got a circuit board and jumper wires. And some speakers. What could it be? Soon. So, because I've talked about other holidays like All Hallows Eve in past episodes, I want to touch on it this time. Not to say that it's not a holiday, like I did with Cinco de Mayo, but to say that it's not a holiday in the sense that we believe it is, which is fine. Like most holidays, All Hallows Eve was appropriated by Christianity in the 16 or 1700s. It was a long time ago. It's a long traditional holiday, probably of Gaelic descent. That whole area of the world celebrated, and then eventually the Christians were like, listen, we just need to make this a Christian holiday, so let's do it. They put their stamp on it, and Halloween is the official Christian term for this particular holiday. And I researched the etymology of Halloween today, and it was actually fascinating. This whole read was fascinating, so I'm just going to read it to you because I was kind of blown away when I read it. It made a whole lot of sense, but I knew that All Hallows Eve was for the hallowed. So tomorrow is All Saints Day in Christianity. It's when we celebrate saints, of course. It's a Catholic thing. But I don't want to pin this. Gosh. So Halloween is this smashed together version of All Hallowed Eve, which is tomorrow's All Hallows Day when we anyway. So the word Halloween or Halloween, Halloween, dates to about 1745 and is of Christian origin. The word Halloween means hallowed evening or holy evening. It comes from a Scottish term for All Hallows Eve, the evening before All Hallows Day, which is tomorrow. In Scots, the word eve is even, and this is contracted to Ian, or een. Over time, All Hallows Even evolved into All Halloween. And I'll put this, it's actually, once you see it spelled out, I'll put it on the screen. It looks amazing. Although the phrase All Hallows is found in Old English, All Hallows Eve itself is not seen until 1556. So there you go. So what is All Hallows Eve? Well, it was a Gaelic tradition. The Gaelic pagan religion of the day, there was basically like 6 major holidays, I think. They had the summer and winter solstice, which is the longest and shortest day of the year. They had Beltane, I think, St. Patrick's Day, we call it now, and All Hallows, no, autumn equinox, which are the 2 equal days of the year. They're essentially halfway between summer and winter equinox, either direction. And then there was a few others. So the autumn equinox celebrates, what's not a celebration, I guess. It's more of a recognition of the fall harvest. So they would have this big pre-fall harvest event. And then All Hallows Eve is essentially the halfway point between autumn equinox and winter, which was the end of harvest festival. And so it was a harvest celebration. And if you want to look at it religiously, it's also looked at as the time when the veil between worlds, between our world and the world of the dead, is the thinnest. And so it was a tradition for people to dress up and go door to door. And very similar to our Christmas carols, that's essentially what it was. It was a door-to-door singing and dancing kind of thing, and people would give small treats, food, essentially. That has turned into the dress-up candy thing. But back then, they were dressing up as these spirits, as these ghosts, not only to kind of celebrate that whole heritage, but also the wearer was supposed to be protected from these spirits if they dressed up like them. And so the evening of celebration is kind of a true thing, but it's also the traditional Gaelic holiday is actually on November 1st. It's not the 31st. But the day is from sundown to sundown. So it starts at sundown today. And it was basically an all-night party, bonfires, the door-to-door knocking and singing songs, and getting small favors or treats, that sort of stuff. So it was a good celebration. It still is. It's a lot of people's favorites, even though they don't recognize, or they don't, I don't want to say they don't recognize. I think most people recognize that it's a Christian fabrication, but they don't necessarily, we're not going around calling this, whatever the traditional Gaelic name is. We're not going around call it Samhain. It's Samhain, by the way, in case you weren't aware. We're not going around calling this, I celebrate Samhain, because I'm not, whatever. It's Halloween, and we all have fun, and we decorate. And in fact, this year we were driving around, and the girls were looking at some Halloween decorations, and we saw, like, Halloween lights. And they're like, why do people have Christmas lights out already? Like, honey, if you pay attention, those are orange and green. Those are Halloween lights. People were having Halloween decorations, and that's pretty cool, because when I was a child, you would see the pumpkins and stuff, but not light up displays. And so I'm all about taking some of that energy from Christmas and depositing it on this holiday, because this one is a good day to go outside and whatever. It was a celebration of the fall harvest. So autumn equinox to here was harvest started, harvest ends. And now we're going to have a harvest celebration similar in the U.S. to, I guess, Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is a Halloween celebration. God, no. I can't talk. Apparently, I've got too much caffeine in my body from drinking way too much coffee today. Thanksgiving is a harvest celebration, or a celebration of plenty. But it's like 2 months too late, because the harvest ends in October, and then, well, it's a month too late. It's a weird time to have it. We celebrate the fact that we got all this land from the Pilgrim voyage, and we stole it. It's pretty crappy if you ask me. Most other countries have a sort of Thanksgiving Day. Don't celebrate on the same day as us because, well, we're jerks. But anyway, thanks for being here, as always. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing. Please, please, please leave a message. I love hearing about your day. Please hit the call-in number. Pick up the phone, dial it in, leave me a message. We'll play it on air, or maybe not if it gets out of hand. And come back tomorrow. We'll have a normal discussion. Thank you very much. I will see you tomorrow.
Hey, Doc, wait! I want to ask you something.
Today's random fact is actually a list of 13 facts, because we're talking about Halloween. No one was ever poisoned from candy, it's just a myth. Once believed that cats protected the powers of witches, which is why they are associated with Halloween, of course. Instead of just saying trick or treat, you used to have to dance. Talked about that in the main episode. Halloween is known by various names, including All Hallows Eve, Witches' Night, Lamb's Wool, Snap Apple Night, Samhain, and Summer's End. Famous musician Harry Houdini, born 1874, eerily died on Halloween night in 1926. I don't know why it's eerie. He died of appendicitis from somebody punching him in the gut. Trick-or-treaters would rather get chocolate instead of candy. Is that seriously a random fact? Whatever. Halloween used to be called Cabbage Night in some Scottish towns. Girls would use the cabbage stumps to determine their future husbands. No clue how that works. Please let me know. Samhain phobia is the fear of Halloween. I didn't know people feared Halloween. A person will see a witch at the stroke of 12 if he or she wears his or her clothes inside out and backward. Legend has it. Whose legend? What the freak kind of legend is that? Costumes are worn because people believed in the line between the living and the dead was blurred. They put on masks so the spirits wouldn't recognize them. We talked a little bit about that in the main episode. Trick-or-treating might have also started because people believed ghosts could disguise themselves as humans and knock on doors to ask for food or money. If they were denied, the spirit could haunt the person who refused them. That's neat, didn't know that. Halloween has been celebrated for more than 6,000 years. Knew that. The origin of the word witch, which means wives woman, was derived from the Old English word wise, or wike, Wicca. Neat.